Is it on? Oh, it's on. Yay. It's like cricket. What's up? Roommates. Let's talk about it. Okay. So this is for my freshmen. What's happening? Class or whatever you are when you're watching this. You finna have a roommate for the first time in your life. Maybe. Some people come from different backgrounds. Some people already had to share a room. Some people are spoiled. They never had to share a bathroom or a room with anybody in their life. Depending on what college you go to, you might have one other person that you share with. You might have 3 other people that you share with. It's a new experience. These are my tips and my advice for you. First thing that you should do is know that that person that you're moving in with is not your friend off the bat. Unless y'all were friends in high school or something. But if they're a stranger to you, they're not your friend off the bat. Just because you hit it off really well with somebody off the bat does not make them your friend. Know that. Because that way you won't expect much out of the person if they disappoint your expectation later. Number 2, set your rules off at the beginning of the freaking semester when you first move in. Anytime you live with somebody, whether it is college, dorm, whether it's the apartment style, whether it's after you graduate and you move in with your friends, whatever, you want to establish rules from the jump. You don't want to go into anything with no rules, and then when stuff starts to get real and you start to get irritated, you're like, oh, well, we need to have a meeting and we need to do rules. Because honestly, I know the type of person that I am and how I operate. You know, I want my stuff established up front, because if I've been doing something the whole time and then all of a sudden you're going to say I have a problem with it, I'm going to think you're crazy. And sometimes, you know, things will come up that you didn't think of when you make rules, and you're going to have to add something. But definitely you want to establish some sort of rules. And if you don't know what type of rules, I'll just list some for number 3. Stuff about sharing food. Company, you know, what kind of company? Can you let me know when somebody is coming over? You know, don't let your company use my stuff or eat my food or anything like that. The air, the heat, taking out the trash, who's going to wash the dishes, who's going to clean up the living room, who's going to clean up the stuff that we share in the common room, how late is too late, you know, noise, what time do I usually go to sleep, you know, being considerate of each other. Number 4, you always want to consider respect. You know what I mean? People are people. You're going to have to respect each other. You're going to live together for a year. You don't want to come in with an environment of selfishness. You don't want to come in with an attitude, of selfishness, like, well, it's about me and what I want. Look, all of y'all paid the same amount to be in your dorm or in your apartment. All of you guys are entitled to the same things because you all are even. So you have to respect each other. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to always like each other. Unfortunately, in this world that we live in, you're not going to like everybody and everyone is not going to like you. But respect goes a long way. Don't talk to people like they're your child. Don't, you know, do things to your roommate, you know, that would purposely irritate them. 5, be careful what you say. A lot of times the walls are super thin. And that by any means I don't mean, you know, feel like you can't say how you feel. But if you want to talk about people in your suite, make sure that it's something that you will be able to say to their face, because if they hear you, it could change the whole vibe in the room. And this is usually for ladies, because ladies tend to gossip. Men do it too. But ladies tend to gossip, and they tend to sit there and talk about people. They might be on the phone with their mama or their daddy going in like, this bitch, da 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 da. Well, I hope you wouldn't say that to your mom. But, you know, your mom or your sister or your friends from home, whatever, you're on the phone, blah, 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 blah. This girl, I can't stand her. She's so nasty. She did blah, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? And they can hear you because the walls are usually thin. So just be careful of what you say and how you say it, when they're around and when they're not around. Because, I mean, experience from my freshman year, I heard my roommates talking about me as they were walking into the suite from the hallway, but the walls are super thin. Like, at my school, you can hear everything. And I mean, I don't even remember it being super bad, but I was like, what about your shit? So, you know what I mean? You just really want to make sure that whatever you're saying is something that you can say in front of somebody. And you can always hint when somebody says something crazy that they didn't know or didn't want you to hear. And it's just like, oh, I was just saying that, you know, your hair be in the sink and stuff sometimes. Like, you know, it ain't a problem. You know, people get all defensive and stuff when they get caught. I mean, I do it too. Number 6. Make sure that you guys are considerate of each other's space. You know what I mean? Don't be that roommate that's just like, doesn't know how to go away when it's needed. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people like to be left alone. Read people's energies and their vibes. Like, don't always invite yourself to do stuff if they don't want you there. You know, and I'm not trying to sound weird, but, you know, just, if y'all are real cool and y'all kick it like that every day, then fine. But sometimes, you know, in an effort to try to fit in, you just invite yourself places. 7. If you have a problem with your roommate and you can't solve it, contact your RA, or, you know, try to get a mediator in between to kind of get y'all to see common ground. Because sometimes people need another person there who can see it from both sides and not be one-sided. So, yeah. 8. Make sure that y'all have some sort of an agreement about your food. You know, if you're gonna buy your food, you know, sometimes it's good to have a mini refrigerator if you feel like you don't want your stuff in the common area. Like, you know, I don't know. 8. Sticky notes get people in trouble. I have seen so many girls fall out over sticky notes. Don't write your roommates notes. Like, for real, just don't do that. Like, notes and text messages and notes, though, like, they tend to come off the wrong way. It tends to come off condescending, or it tends to sound like you have an attitude when you don't. You know, don't write people little smart-ass notes. Like, saying, can you please not do this or whatever. It's just always better to communicate with your words. Don't text. Don't write notes. It's petty and it starts things. 9, exchange phone numbers. Even if you guys aren't the best of friends, whatever, I think it's good to have the number of the person you live with. And let me show you or tell you why. When you live with a person and, you know, y'all all have keys to the same apartment, let's say you leave yours in your room and you need to get into the suite. If you have their number, you can text or call them and say, hey, are you in the room right now? And then they can let you in. Or if they're not there, then you will already know before trying to come up there and see. That's why you want to be cordial with your roommate, whether y'all are the best of friends or whether y'all are just associates with each other. It's good to have each other's phone number because it's just good in case of an emergency. You never know when you might need your roommate. And I think I was on number 9. You want to be cordial because what if you run out of tissue and you're on the toilet and you just need to wipe? Like, if your roommate hates you, she's going to make you wipe with, you know, I don't know, a Brillo pad, whatever that's in the bathroom, because they don't like you, they're not going to want to help you. And 10, don't do crazy things to your roommate. Don't do pranks and stuff like that. They live with you. They're going to continue to get you back. Y'all going to keep going back and forth until somebody gets hurt. And it's really just childish and something that you really shouldn't do. Like, I've seen it get ugly. Those were my advices about coming into college and having roommates for the first time. Or, yeah, I was going to say for the first time. It is your first time, though. Whether it's not really your first time, it's your first time on campus with a roommate, it's definitely going to be an experience. So, that's my advice. Hope you can use it. Yeah. Enjoy your freshman year or your time with roommates. Pretty cool. Bye.